Hi, welcome to My Explain Everything for the Preliminary Course Core 1 assessment task, which requires you to create your own interactive video to explain a health promotion initiative of your choice. So, let's get excited! This is a really fabulous project. And while you may be cursing me at the moment because it is a lot of work in getting your head around a new piece of technology, it's not just writing an essay. In the end, you will walk out with a much better appreciation of not only technology and how to apply that, but also a much better understanding of the Ottawa Charter. So let's get started. The first thing you'll need to do is to choose a health promotional campaign. You can see that I've included 4 here on this page. The Swap It, Don't Stop It, Slip Slop Slap for skin cancer, part of the Quit campaign for cigarette smoking, Every Cigarette Brings Cancer Closer, and the Active Australia campaign, which was designed to make physical activity a bigger part of all Australians' lives. You can do anything you like as long as it has a preventative focus, but as you research, you will see that some projects, initiatives or campaigns have more written material provided which will help you make your choice about which one is the best to report on. So the next step is to describe what the initiative looks like. Now, the words initiative, campaign, project can be used interchangeably, and we've chosen to use initiative because that's what we see in our syllabus. I've chosen to look at the Get Moving campaign or initiative, which was part of the Active Australia initiative, which aimed to promote physical activity amongst all Australians. In this case, the Get Moving campaign looked at targeting children 5 to 12, but also more importantly, also looked to reach out to parents and caregivers and teenagers who they saw as being very influential in the development of healthy physical activity patterns in young people. They used a variety of strategies. They used a website, they had quizzes and interactive activities on that website, information about how to be more physically active, both for children and for their parents. And this ad here, you can see on the page, is one which was directed, a pamphlet or written advertisement which was directed at parents, telling them how they could get their children moving. There was also a really good video campaign that went along with it. Lots of really good resources for this. In your campaign, you will need to do more than this. You will have to provide a whole lot of different strategies which are employed by the initiative. This is very brief. You should have more. So now we're up to step 3. List all the strategies and actions that are used in your initiative. Maybe your initiative uses tax incentives or disincentives like no GST on fresh fruit and vegetables. Maybe there is a tax, as there is on full-strength alcoholic beer or on cigarette smoking, to try and persuade people not to engage in unhealthy behaviours. Maybe it provides a supportive network, creates a supportive environment by providing a Quitline, a chat where people can ring up if they're feeling the urge to pick up a cigarette and to smoke. Maybe it uses social media as its method of engaging people and getting a message across, as the Motor Neuron Disease Association does or has done. Maybe, like the Black Dog Institute, it provides information and an opportunity to develop skills to build resilience in the case of depression, or as in the case of the Get Moving campaign, it provided lots of information about how do I actually start moving more. There are lots of different strategies that your campaign will have. Remember, ads and videos are only one part of the campaign. So now we get down to business. Step 4. Explain each of the 5 action areas of the Ottawa Charter. There are 5. We talk about them as D, for developing personal skills, R, reorienting health services, S, strengthening community action, B, building healthy public policy, and C, creating supportive environments. You can attack them in any order. I just like Doctors BC because it's easy for me to remember the 5 action areas. You need to explain which each one of these action areas stands for. What does it mean? Now, describe how each strategy or action area of your initiative is reflected in the action areas of the Ottawa Charter. Now, if we were talking about a road safety initiative, whether it be to do with drink driving or slowing down the road, or any other area about road safety, we would look at it in what could we do for developing personal skills. Well, obviously, education in PD Health PE classes as part of the mandatory syllabus in K to 10 in New South Wales state schools would be a great example of how we can develop personal skills. Another one that we might talk about is in creating a supportive environment, is creating 40-kilometre zones around schools. Get the idea? You need to do this for each one of your strategies. Now, make sure that you expand and explore each action area separately. You need to include far more detail than what I've shown here. That was just a suggestion. Here's an example of the Ottawa Charter being applied to binge drinking. Now, I know some of you have done binge drinking as your focus area, but you've taken different initiatives to explore this method. So you can see here we have a definition of what developing personal skills is. And then a little bit further down, we've talked about some examples of how it may be applied. You've got to find examples which relate to your personal initiative and explain them. So step 6, we've done all of the hard work now. Let's think about, is there anything else about this initiative that you feel needs to be included? Are there any links to other programs? Is there anything particularly significant about your campaign or interesting about your campaign which you think you need to share with other people? The last section's a little bit harder. It asks you to evaluate the success of the initiative. Now, with my Get Moving campaign, I just had to do a quick search, and even on the website for the Get Moving campaign, because it has been a while since it's been done, I found this link. If you search for evaluative evidence of your campaign, you may find some information. If the campaign's only new, then perhaps the evidence is anecdotal. So it hasn't actually been proven. There's no data to support it. But maybe, and you need to acknowledge that, and maybe you need to make mention of the fact, because it's only new, what you have found has been positive or it may be negative. It may not be having much of an impact. So see what you can find out in that last part. And remember, if you feel like quitting with this, think about why we started. We started it to find out more about health promotion. We needed to find out more about the Ottawa Charter. Really learn it, not just learn it off a book or just listen to me blab on about something that I know really, really well, but it's new to you. We also started it to figure out how we could actually use technology. Well, my idea was how could we use technology in a really positive way that could excite people and make people understand. And I also wanted you to work in teams. I didn't want you to do this by yourself. So the final thing you'll be asked to do in this task is to reflect on the principles of social justice, and they are EDS. EDS is symbolised by this cute little dog, this little Jack Russell. Equity, diversity and supportive environments. We're going to talk about this more in class, but it underpins everything about successful health promotion. Good luck. The most important thing is, don't stress about it. It's about learning. I want to see you learn, and if you can create something which helps other people engage and learn, you've done the right thing. So, Get to it, see what you can produce.